Bonjour tout le monde, it's Farah here. Welcome back to my channel à la Parisienne. Today is the part 2 of our 2020-2021 trends. So I know you're all excited to get into it, and me too, so let's get right into this video and I hope you enjoy. Okay, so I have my little notebook here, so I will be looking down and referring to this, but I also show you mood boards. So if you haven't watched the last one, I recommend after this you can I'm going to leave it in the little eye and also in the description box below, so check that out if you like this one. Big trend for color blocking, but the color blocking is with very specific colors. It's with very rich magentas, reds, purples, jewel tones, orange. We're seeing a lot of combinations of oranges, fuchsia, a little pink, a little, you know, like splashes of red, like kind of like my lips here, and it's a really beautiful trend. I really enjoy it, not for the faint-hearted, of course. Some designers that have done color blocking this season are Salon, Boghetta Veneta, especially with their purses. If you've seen the little purses in all colors, that's a really great way of injecting the trend. Alberta Ferretti. And yeah, it's just for people who really just love color, and I love injecting color myself into the winter season. So I've bought myself some bright like sweaters and things like that, so that, you know, I can inject some color into the kind of neutral sea of people. So I'm really glad this trend has come around in Paris, in a lot of big cities, maybe even like just in general. I've seen that during winter the colors get more muted. So a really nice way to dip your toe into this trend is obviously a nice bag, a nice bright bag, or a nice pop of color on the shoes. Or, you know, you can, if you don't want to attract a lot of attention, just do the pop of color on your bottom, and you can pair it with a more or a lighter, say you have a magenta bottom, you can pair it with a light pink top. It can be like pastels as well. You can inject some of that in there and make it a very beautiful trend. So, but I'm really loving this trend. It's one of my favorites. Okay, so next trend is extreme fringing. The fringing that we've been seeing on the catwalks are really thin and stringy. Not like the usual cowboy Texas Western fringing that we're all used to. It's just a little different. It's more like flapper meets cowboy, you know, like that kind of there's a lot of movement. You can see it on the bottom of coats, on skirts, tops even. And yeah, some designers that are getting into fringing are Dior, Jill Sander, and Prada. And I think this is quite a trend that I would love to try, because I do enjoy fringing myself, but I think you also have to be careful of what you wear and how you wear it. So it's like a little bit of a delicate trend, a newer one. So yeah, I think I have to test the waters a little bit on this one. Is called dolls. And can you guess why it's called dolls? Because you dress up like a little doll, basically. Basically the dresses that have come about now, there's a trend for a little baby doll, girly, super like kind of asymmetric, kind of oversized, puffy on the sleeves, dresses, and they're really cute. To be honest, I haven't yet tried it, but why not? I think it's fun to try different things, and it also works for a multitude of body types because it covers a multitude of sins. So I think that's really fun. I need to try it for myself. I actually have already like a baby doll dress, but not the same ones as we're seeing on the catwalk. And like some of the designers that have done this are Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Noa Ke Ninomiya. I don't know how to pronounce the last designer. The dresses, you can see that the fringing is very delicate, and the colors are kind of pastel and very, you know, soft, and yeah, just very sweet. This trend has a very sweet look about it, which I like because, as I mentioned on the other video, there is also a lot of hard trends and a lot of strong femininity, so it's nice to also have an option if it's not really your thing to go that route, to have a soft feminine vibe and with ruffles and baby doll trends. And okay, the next trend I'm a big fan, big fan, because it's quite classic. It's called Velvet Night, and you guessed it, it's all about this beautiful, luxurious, timeless fabric, velvet, and it's timeless. It keeps coming around throughout the ages. I feel like it's one of the most luxurious fabrics that I've worn. Whenever I wear velvet, I feel like royalty. I feel very sophisticated and glamorous because it's associated with glamour, with nighttime, and we can see that the designs of the dresses on the runways are so beautiful, feminine. The cuts are absolutely to die for, and I'm just a big fan of this trend, and just how it's one of the materials that sits on your body very well. Like, you can do velvet loosely, but honestly velvet is best, in my opinion. It looks best when it's form-fitting, not tight, but just so that it lays on your body, and it's a wonderful celebration of a woman's body. And so I'm really happy with this trend. I hope to get a few velvet pieces, why not? Can be super nice. So I'm so happy for this trend. Some of the designers that have done this are Celine, Chanel, and Heider Ackerman, and they've done a beautiful job. I'm such a fan. So I really like this trend, so feminine and so beautiful. The next trend, my friends, is one that you can all guess. It comes around quite every fall, winter. It's the Maxi Coats. The only difference is with Maxi Coats is that it's floor length. We have seen coats that are floor length before. It's not groundbreaking, but this trend is just all about floor length coats, and this silhouette is very flattering because I do own a coat, a trench coat, which is quite long, and it's one of my most flattering coats, I have to say. So I really do think, and depending on your height, of course, you have to get it adjusted to your body type and see, but I think if you were to be more petite or shorter, you could get a coat which would be mid-length for someone taller, and that could totally work. And it doesn't have to go all the way to the floor because it would drown your frame. You could just go up to your ankles, above your ankles, and that's just fine. So I really love this trend. Gorgeous. The designers who have showcased it are Maison Margiela, Lowe and Valentino. The next trend is quite saucy in my opinion, and I actually really like it. It's again celebrating femininity, our power as a woman, and our beauty, depending on how you choose to see it. It's called Undressed. It means that we will be seeing a lot of lingerie worn as daily wear. And the designers that have showcased this trend beautifully in their collections, Christopher Kane, Saint Laurent and Dolce & Gabbana, to name a few. And I really think lingerie is just works of art. They are so beautiful, and they can be just so stunning. And when I wear lingerie personally, I feel very powerful, very in my femininity. And I don't want to say allowing, but trends are something that we choose whether or not we want to participate in. And so this season we have the opportunity to celebrate ourselves as a woman, since it's out there. And you know, before, in the ages before, women were never allowed to do this. If you look back to, you know, the 1920s and 1950s, 1960s maybe, yeah, we had to dress very conservatively. And so to see this act of freedom, to step out of one's comfort zone, and I think it's also the way you perceive it. And that's why trends are something you participate in. You don't have to. If you don't feel drawn to this trend or in any trend, never do it. There's so many trends that just come and go, and I've never participated and nothing has changed. So trends are a bit of fun. It's just showing you the direction the society is moving in, what the designers are thinking about, what the fashion world is trying to bring in, and also make statements about. And it's definitely about femininity and power, and the power of being a woman, which is wonderful. So that's why I really like this trend. The next trend, we have mini checks as prints. So there's a couple of prints that are very hot this season, and I think I will do a separate video on the prints. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see more on prints, if you're a print fan. But one of the really major prints that have come on the market are mini checks, and that is a offshoot of the checkered print, because checkered is a little more complex, whereas mini checks are just very geometric, and you know, these little tiny squares, which I think is very refreshing. It's also more minimal. I find it also, it can be easier to wear, but a fresher take, because it's a newer print, so a fresher print. So I really like that. It's shown in Givenchy, Gucci and Chloe. And so my beautiful friends, with that, I'm going to wrap up this 2021 trends. And if you like this video, I'd love it if you gave it a big thumbs up to let me know. Thank you very much for watching, and do subscribe down below for more fashion, obviously. I'm a fashion stylist and consultant here in Paris. For more vlogs of my life in Paris, what I get up to, a lot of exciting things coming, my friends. So with that, I will end here, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. À la prochaine fois. Ciao!